After the shooting in Minnesota, some on the left made news for their attacks on prayer.
And don't just say this is about thoughts and prayers right now. These kids were literally praying. It was the first week of school. They were in a church.
That sent chills up my spine. I'm sure everybody's spine when they heard the mayor say that. Forget about thoughts and prayers. These kids were literally praying when they were murdered through a church window.
Praying is the problem here, not the solution. People use prayer instead of action. If prayer worked, a house of prayer wouldn't have just experienced this tragedy. Do these people think prayer is like a magic spell? Anyway.
Thoughts and prayers, while they're appreciated, they're not enough. These kids were literally praying. How many times have you heard politicians say that exact phrase before, and yet these school and church shootings happen again and again? Thoughts and prayers, they are certainly welcome, but they are not enough.
The thoughts and prayers, I'm so beyond that nonsense, the lie of that.
Prayer is not freaking enough. Prayers does not end school shootings. Prayers do not make parents feel safe sending their kids to school. Prayer does not bring these kids back. Enough with the thoughts and prayers.
And yet again, like clockwork, half of the politicians in our country have little more to offer than thoughts and prayers. That is all they are offering. Join all of us in praying for the victims, was Vice President J.D. Vance's response today. That's what he said.
You expressed a sentiment very far from thoughts and prayers. You said these children were probably praying when they were shot to death at Catholic school. Don't give us your effing thoughts and prayers.
We've had it with the thoughts and prayers for years and for decades.
I think that there are a lot of people who are tired of thoughts and prayers because at the end of the day, thoughts and prayers ring hollow. Thoughts and prayers have led us to having more of these deaths. As a person of faith, it should shake your faith to the core that people are getting gunned down in churches. What happens after the prayers? Well, in this country, what happens after the prayers is that there's another shooting. And the problem is, it's the damn guns. Like they're
J.D. Vance came along to explain how prayer works. It is shocking to me that so many left-wing politicians attack the idea of prayer in response to a tragedy. Literally no one thinks prayer is a substitute for action. We pray because our hearts are broken and we believe that God is listening.
You said thoughts and prayers ring hollow. I think thoughts and prayers are the most solid on days of tragedy for people who live their faith every day. And I think on a day like today, particularly in a church community, there are probably people praying harder for comfort today than they have ever prayed in their life. And so I think, and I've heard others on the left today that go down this line of attack against people of faith, sort of denigrating the idea that they might want to pray today. None of us ever want to know the terror and the absolute empty hole that will never be filled that those parents of the 8 and 10-year-old are going to feel. And I just thought maybe tonight the most useful thing any of us could do would take 10 seconds and just sit quietly and be still and be quiet and think about those families, because they are never going to be the same.